play around the map. But as we saw on the first production day, those wisdom runes come into a massive advantage if you're able to play the 7 and 14-minute ones and just dominate from there.
Yeah, I mean, this patch in general is very snowbally, and I think Tundra has concocted a draft here that will allow them to snowball quite easily. However, I do think if it goes into the late game, they're not able to secure those early advantages. This Terrorblade will have the upper hand in the late game if he's able to keep up a net worth here. Well, but I do believe like the Timbersaw mid, it has similar vibes, but not quite the same as like the Lycan we saw the other day in the mid lane. It's not going to make a lot of plays on the map, but they do have other ways to make plays on the map. They have the Spear Breaker, they have like the Visage Birds, even Skeeter on a hero like Bloodseeker can create a bit of tempo. So I'm really looking forward to Tundra and how they can play aggressive and if they can close out the map. If not, Entity, if it becomes a passive game, they're going to be quite happy with that with the heroes they have.
Yeah, especially considering like those last phase bans that kicked in, this TB and his hard counters are basically out of the game. But if you get to that specific point where the Terrorblade feels a bit unstoppable, he's got a lot of chances to just stand and fight, stand and deliver basically. As you know, Watson, I'm always excited to watch him play the TB. I've been a big fan of his TB for like the last 2 years since he was playing in Bait. I know this is no surprise to you, mentioning the Bait name, but if he gets to that point of the game, it could just be his to carry the team.
As most Terrorblade performances, right? This hero is designed to just put his team on his back and carry. If he's the type of player that likes playing like that, he's got the perfect hero for him. And they're starting with a tri lane in the safe lane here. A little bit interesting.
Yeah, taking a bit of an interesting approach to that. Yeah, aggro tri versus tri in the top lane. So what can they achieve with this lane, especially the lane to basically the side to get the first kill could almost dictate this is a one lane at that point. They have heavy brawling capability on the side of Entity, but Tundra, they've got a really nice amount of reliable kind of poke, and Katsomi looking to go down. There's going to be the first blood going on the side of Tundra, and that relentless level 1 poke that they have with the soul assumptions, with the sticky bombs, it really hurts.
He really wanted that courier on the Wyvern. Katomi just wanted to finish 33's courier, put him in a bad positioning. I can't believe how many times this actually works when you are playing the Visage. Getting that double soul assumption in the first blood.
Yeah, at least they find themselves a secondary kill. Tundra, they've been very efficient with those first bloods. In the first series, they got 3 of them. Basically, every single game they got the kill on board. That's going to be 4 games in a row that they've been able to get first blood. And now the second one as well, followed up on the Beastmaster. So talk about the volatility of this offlane on the side of Entity when you're going up against Bloodseeker and the techies. Like, Beastmaster needs a relatively good start for himself, and already dying this early, do you see some indicators in the air?
This lane is already difficult. Bloodseeker's a hero as a whole is very strong at the laning stage, especially against a Beastmaster. You don't really mind the axe spam because you can just continuously keep healing yourself up unless you get too many stacks on you. So Skater should be happy here. On top of that, getting the kill, it should be a free lane for him. The big question mark is going to be, can this Terrorblade have a good laning stage against 33, or will he end up dying a couple times to soul assumption spam? If he does manage to get that minute 3 mark and gets the range drop available, I think 33 will start struggling here. So it'll be a situation where both carries should be relatively free farming here. And if you're Entity, you're pretty happy with that. The real question mark for me is, how is this Timbersaw versus Wind Ranger matchup, and what can these heroes do when they acquire a little bit of farm?
I guess that is one of the things that Tundra is looking for, is a 9 rotation basically to the top lane and just try to get that early kill onto the Terrorblade, slow down his game a little bit. But we've been in these scenarios before where you put heavy emphasis on shutting down the TB early, and if that's the only playbook that you have, you're not going to win this game, because we've seen from time to time that TB might have a difficult start for himself, but everybody else is having a good game. And looking at the top lane as well, Fishman, he's just soaking up these soul assumptions constantly off of the Visage and trying to buy Watson some time. So he's playing very sacrificial, and he's going to have to bring a lot of extra regen to keep this up. And like you said, 3 minutes, if you get these raindrops up, that's going to help out a lot. But yeah, Toby in trouble, but so Snaking, very low on HP, so Skitter. Maybe Toby's the one to drop first. Katomi trying to get the kill onto Snaking. He will get away, gets the salve off as well, and Toby will live. But this Wyvern's not done with his hunt yet. Wants to break the salve off at the techies, but looks like he's not going to be successful in doing so.
Yeah, they jumped on him with the blast off with the sticky bomb, but Skeeter was just a little bit off the mark with the blood right, allowing Entity to turn that in, not into a kill, but just at least Toby not dying there. So a big win for them.
Being able to poke the whole time, also very important, especially once against a Bloodseeker lane. Basically, if you just let the guy do his thing and only do minimal poke, Bloodseeker's just going to be very happy with that and continue to regenerate out of it. So you either got a full commit or just focus on your own game.
Yep, for sure. And Terrorblade is absolutely free farming now in this scenario. As Fishman, will he have another soul assumption? Yeah, it looks like Fishman should go down here. Vision? Oh, no vision, actually. It's Fishman walks away. Didn't want to pop the stick there on 33 to finish that kill.
Yeah, he's also a bit too far away. Like, he is low on HP, so Soxa could just go for a charge, but he's going to let him go. They know that if they can poke Watson here, as their time has arisen. But they're pretty happy with how things are going so far. Everybody's picking up nicely on CS. Toby may be lagging behind a little bit, but that's, of course, we've already mentioned this lane is super hard for him. Well, 9. Poking Stormstormer under the tower. 3 points in Whirling Death, really looking for those big nukes as well onto the wind, but also having regeneration on his side. Vanguard picked up 5 branches.
Yeah, universal heroes. Just pretty cool, right? You just buy as many circlets, crowns, branches as you possibly can. Get that bonus damage.
Lane. Big battle again. Katsaomi going to be dropping. Tundra finding a 3rd kill, and Toby can't do much to help him out. Oh, that's just yet again another one for Tundra, and they're sliding away pretty nicely with the kill department at least.
Tundra's doing a pretty good job in this game. They're not really shutting down the Terrorblade. You're still farming on the Wind Ranger, but I think the pressure is going to start happening now that you do have this Vanguard available. Level 6 on 9. He might need his Arcane Boots first before he applies too much pressure the mid lane here. And it's like, what rotations can you make on Entity to stop this guy? Pretty much none, so it's really going to be how well can Stormer deal with 9 on his own and keep him at bay, as they will kill 33 in the tower.
Yeah, it is the power of the TV. Just go straight at him. We'll get the first kill for Entity, and it goes for Watson. So the Terrorblade very happy with how things are progressing here with that Metamorph already used up. It's a long cooldown, but it has been used efficiently.
And that's why they snagged this Terrorblade when they did early on the draft. They saw the Visage. The first couple levels are very volatile for the Terrorblade, but once you get to the infused raindrops, you get the magic wand online, you no longer really care about this Visage, and if you ever get on top of him with the Metamorphosis, he will die immediately. So this lane doesn't get any easier for 33, and Watson off to a really good start here. Just what he needed, and mid lane 9 will finally get his level 6, but a little low on mana. So I think Stormstormer is doing a pretty good job just containing 9 for now.
Yeah, just vibing for now.
Just vibing. I mean, these are slightly stressful vibes, but he could be vibing hard, but it's okay. But we do have the Wisdom Runes coming out now, and Soxa will take 1. And the other one, let's see.
Left uncontested. Let's see if Katami wants to go pick it up. That's going to leave Toby alone in the lane. He's going to have to play a bit more carefully here. Skitter also recognizing there's no Wyvern around here, so if they can get a combo, while Blastoff is still on cooldown, though Toby barely has any mana. Maybe the raindrops and that extra regen from the Helm of Iron will do enough for Toby to stay alive in the lane. Tommy's already returning back.
Yeah, not much going on right now. They're all going to farm, both mid laners. This is going to be a bit of a passive early game, just because the mid laners don't want to rotate. Supports don't really want to rotate much either. I guess Soxa could, if he wanted to, try and make some plays down in the bot lane and kill the Beastmaster, but I think if he leaves, 33
Fishman, oh, that's a nice 2-man call. Can they retaliate with this? Not getting a lot of damage out on the Fishman. Soxa going for the charge in as Snaking has arrived and looking for the kill onto the Clockwork. He's very low on HP. A couple more hits should do. He does have a Lotus available. He's going to pop it, but it's not going to be enough regeneration. And he's going to drop down. So Snaking again with the moves. He's been a part of every single kill so far. All 4 assists for him.
Yeah, without him, I don't think they can make many plays in the top lane, right? 33 and Soxa here, I think they've kind of ran out of steam as far as what they can do by themselves. But if you bring in +1 hero, then they can keep fighting it. So we do have level 6 available as well for the Visage. So this is another big power spike for Visage to make things happen.
For sure. And we're back to tri-lane action, 3 versus 3, but they will look for snaking first, and the Rupture also into the Clockwork will turn into a kill for Tundra too. Sox already backing away. Metamorph popped and Watson, so it's a good time for Tundra to just back away, reset for the time being, and chill. Wait for the Metamorph to run out on TB, maybe then go in again. But that was a Bloodseeker rotating in for a kill.
Speaking of chill, we got the Grave Chill now with the Phylactery on the Visage. Pretty interesting combination. I did notice that 33, well, not 33, Tundra as a whole is a team that really likes this Phylactery item. It's not so much an aura item that you see a lot of people pick up, such as the Solar Crest. It's much more greedy, and it's more for yourself, and it's more aggressive. But I've seen them stack like 2 to 3 of them on the same team if their heroes do see him fit. So this is going to be his choice going into the Solar Crest. We'll have to see how this one pans out. I have not seen this one yet on Visage, but it does make sense. I think it's like an extra burst slow and more burst damage that can proc Soul Assumption charges too. So interesting approach.
Nice extra burst, but what I think I really like about it is how it works with Grave Chill, because you already get like a bit of a movement speed slow, and then the Phylactery adding an extra 50%. So if you get that on an isolated target, they're going to get surprised that, oh, I'm not actually moving absolutely anywhere. Trying to poke down, maybe even kill a possible target later on in the game. TB especially, who does suffer a bit of being maybe isolated from the rest of the team, could be an opening for Tundra. So I can see the reasoning behind the Phylactery. A lot of people are preferring into it. How would you grade Phylactery? Do you feel like it's an A-tier item, an S-tier item, maybe a B-tier item?
It's like S-term in the terms of personal satisfaction, right? But overall, the item itself, I think, fits somewhere in the maybe high B, low A in some situations, just because it's a very selfish item. But if you are playing core, I think it's fine. I think it's a little bit more greedy when supports start buying it, but top lane.
Let's see who is really in trouble here. Is it Fishman or Soxa? They get good connections from the Splinter Blast. They get the charge out on 2, and then we'll poke Fishman down to death. Snaking also rotating in, looking for the kill on Katome, but Stormstormer is coming in to take down this Visage, potentially able to do it, but the bombs are exploding. A lot of damage, the Rupture coming out as well. Stormstormer is going to be the one to fall. Tundra able to turn around with Skitter, and 9 also joining into the party. It's time to hunt down a Wyvern. Can they get it though? No. Charge almost connecting from Sox, but very close. That should, however, open up a tower for Tundra.
Tundra is doing such a good job at bringing more heroes and entity to all these fights. And you might think the map being a bit 40% bigger, oh, we can farm more, but kills give a lot more now. So just losing heroes here and there really will hurt you in the long run. And they're bringing in the numbers on Tundra to make sure they get these kills. And they have about a 1.9k gold advantage. I saw it take up to 2k for a second there. Really in a comfortable lead here at 11 minutes into the game.
Guess you could kind of say there's some systematic thinking behind it, looking for early brawl into an objective and then looking for the 14-minute Wisdom Rune, but 9 really taking this battle to the fullest against Fishman. He is somewhat low on HP, but that Vanguard, 20 stacks of reactive armor. Soxa canceling the charge, but Toby still coming in, look for the roar. The haste taken away by Stormstormer, no escape for the Timbersaw, and there's no Javelin for Stormstormer. He's going for the Rod of Atos first, so that extra proc damage from Focus Fire not going to take place, and allowing this Timber to escape. Good pressure applied by 9, forcing now rotations to defend out mid.
Yeah, we see all the Wind Rangers do this nowadays, because if you look at the Maelstrom... Oh, hold on a second. It doesn't have any circlets or crowns built in it for a universal hero, so you get a lot of bonus damage just by going for the Atos early on.
Yeah, the crown
arguably, maybe the Maelstrom would have been better versus top lane, Katome?
Oh, that's an interesting play here. Not going to be quite enough, but is their backup arriving? Wind Ranger quite far away, and Katome, Watson actually just wants to stay farming, so just a casual curse. But I agree with you, like the build up on the Rod of Atos, like just getting raw extra damage. I guess that could help out in the regular pokes, because once you do pop that Focus Fire, Timber is not really a target you're going to be killing anyway. While Fishman seems to be much of an easier pickup here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Skeeter having a great game already up to that Maelstrom. But just, yeah, back to the build of them. Just he's gonna go Atos first, directly into the Gleipnir, so he's going to have that finished, pretty much rushing it. I don't believe he's going to pit stop for anything else there. But also having that route will be pretty useful against 9. However, I just don't think they have any damage to kill him at this current point in time. The teams that I see farming and not really making plays in this patch don't seem to last very long, and we oftentimes get games that can be quite short here, as we do have the Wisdom Runes coming out in 10 seconds, a little bit of stacks. How can they get into this game with the Terrorblade? Because it's very obvious that Skeeter, he wants to play active. And if Watson has no interest in playing active either, you have to find a way to stop the bleeding. Because I really don't think just giving kills away is good in this patch. It's not good to bleed on the map. So they need to find a way to close the map off where either Tundra can't get kills or Watson can show up and there can be like at least even trades.
Yeah. And of course, looking at the current situation, as both of those Wisdom Runes were picked up by each team, we have full level 6s on board for the supports. So a bit more brawling capability coming out. You've got the hook shot available. You've already seen the curse in action from Kataomi, already picking up some extra experience in mid, as pretty much all of his cores are just farming the jungle right now on the side of Entity. Nobody showing up in lane.
Hey, what world do we live in nowadays? Watson, as a carry player, has chosen to go for the trusty shovel. And he has a little kobold following him to give him bonus
extra gold. Meanwhile, the jump onto the Visage. Looks like this is going to be a very easy kill for Entity. Nobody from Tundra is showing up to help him out. But that is true. That is true. You know, we've got that bit of extra gold.
20 GPM.
Yeah.
It's just following him around. You go for the shovel in hopes of getting the kobold because you can control it now. It's not in his AoE right now. Alright, he just missed out on some extra gold there.
Kobold.
Maybe 100 gold lost there for Watson.
Oh, he's just chilling there. He's just staring at the outpost, thinking about life. What does a kobold think in life? I have no idea.
I don't think it uses its brain very much.
8-3 on the board. Tundra maybe in a slight bit of a lead, but they're supposed to with this lineup. They want to keep on holding on to that too. You're going to have to face up against the power of the Terrorblade at some point of this game, so as much as you can build up to that point, it's going to be all a victory for them. Getting a kill again onto Fishman, catching the Clockwork for the 5th time this game.
And Octarine Core is the choice for 9 here. It's the first item, so he's going to have really low cooldowns on the Whirling Death and the Timber Chain. On top of that, you get a ton of HP and mana by purchasing this item now that it has a different build-up. So even more tanky, and they're just going to use that from go to objective in the mid lane. Soxa might be in trouble. Stormstormer will take him down.
Rupture coming out though, so this could be Skitter. Can he TP out? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to, and that's just going to be a very fancy trade for Tundra. He might have lost the Spirit Breaker, but you're going to lose your Windrunner in the process. And now Tundra setting their sights towards the bottom lane, at least to push this wave under the tower, maybe force Entity to come back. Toby's there to defend it though.
I think this is probably the most important, like, maybe 3 to 4 minutes for Entity coming up here. Because you're fully online now, as Tundra. Will Entity just crumble to it and 9 get a bunch of kills on the map with the Bloodseeker? Or will they be able to slow this down until they get to the Scotty timing here for Watson? And if they can slow the game down and continue at this pace without bleeding too much, I think Entity's game plan is going according to plan, I would say. But if not, so Tundra will really take control of this map.
So I'm not 100% with the interaction, but does Phylactery pop off of Solar Crest? Does Solar Crest active count as a spell?
I'm not sure if it works on items. It might. I'll have to keep an eye open for it. It does say a target spell.
Yeah, that could be very surprising. They just get hit by Solar Crest and, oh, where's my movement speed?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It's a new patch. There's a lot of interactions like that it's hard to know absolutely everything at this point.
The wraparound coming in from Tundra. Surprising Stormstormer off guard. Fishman's around. So is Kataomi. The look of the curse turn here. Fishman dropping very low, but so is the Windrunner. And Tundra, they're just evaporating them all one by one. The curse comes out, but it's onto a techie, so it's not going to be a big kill even if they get it. And looks like they won't. Snaking gets to survive with 20 HP. And Kataomi, Watson on the run. They've already lost the Wyvern. The roar from Toby keeps the Spirit Breaker at bay, but he's got another charge available. Stun lock after stun after stun. Watson down. And onto Toby they go as well. Tundra Look at the full-on team wipe against Entity. And a big loss for them, but a huge win for Tundra.
Well, those 3 minutes I was talking about didn't go so hot for Entity there. This is exactly what Tundra needed. They got the kill on the Terrorblade before he finished the Scotty. Really just catching out the Wind Ranger in the mid lane there with his pants down, and not the position you want to be in as a Wind Ranger where you can get charged. Didn't even need to connect the charger. Killed him before that. Just really out of position there. Maybe trying to bait a curse, however. We'll see in this team fight here as they're going to do the replay.
Well, there's another fight breaking loose, and you guessed it, it's onto the Wind Ranger again, so Stormer is gone for a second time. He literally just respawned, went to look out for the triangle. Maybe they've already backed away, potentially looking at Roshan or something. Oh, they're over here. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, we didn't need this to replay. We just got an instant live action of what just
yes,
happened.
Exactly. We saw what just happened repeat itself again.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is the situation in the game where I've seen so many games in this patch. It feels very difficult to come back here. I really like what Watson's doing here. I don't know if I've seen this before, but this Kobold following you for the GPM, it's leveled up now. The timer's gone by. It went from 20 GPM to 25.
Hooray!
And he didn't micro it. It died. Excuse me. I mean, I understand that you already have a lot to micro as Terrorblade, but it can't be that hard.
That's the moment when you mutter into your team comp, boys, I lost my Kobold.
No, you just don't say anything. You don't want to have that shame on you.
Yeah, you don't want to have that shame, for sure.
And he's choosing not to get a 17-minute neutral item, a tier 2 item, to keep this Kobold as well, so we'll see. Well, do they have any farmed, actually? Yeah, they do. He just doesn't want it. There's a token in base. Oh, I have the wrong team selected there. Yeah, either way, he does have it. Okay, Specialist Array is selected for him.
And an interesting game as well for the Spirit Breaker, considering the Wind Ranger is in the game. You've got Planar Pocket picked up for yourself, so you could technically just soak up a Shackle Shot onto you instead of your ally. So you have your Bulldoze up. Stormer's looking for, oh, I see a Bloodseeker. Oh, I see a Visage Shot. Shackle Shot, he soaks it for himself, and hey, it's a whole different world.
All right, Roshan. Will they get here in time? Absolutely not, but maybe they can take a fight after.
Soxa, great positioning. Absolutely great positioning. He could just give his life away as his team is finishing off the Roshan. No, he's... Oh, the hook shot does connect. Beautiful catch from Fishman. Definitely the fisherman. He's found himself a big fish. But this fish is really fighting back against the reel. But Fishman finally going to get him. But meanwhile, Aegis picked up for Skitter. And Tundra with the Aegis.
And Stormer's resorting to using Focus Fire here onto Ancient Granite Golems. Things not going so hot here for Entity. I really liked what he decided to do there in Soxa. Just break the smoke, take the tension away, and secure that they have a free Roshan there. He'll be back in 12 seconds. And Entity still want to fight, yeah.
Exactly, a very aggressive positioning here. Is this the place to be? Or is this not the place to be? At least Visage the Curse already burnt out. Katami, he's got the Blink Dagger, blinks himself away, trying to go for the TP out, but the blast off. Yep. Can't even channel his teleport, so he knows he's done for. That's going to open up into a push. Meanwhile, Soxa charging in onto Toby, finds the Beastmaster. Does he have the backup, though? Trying to go for the Roar, but he's going to get interrupted with that Nether Strike, and still takes down Toby as the rest of Tundra show up. Kill after kill after kill.
Bit underwhelmed with some of these newer heroes coming into play. The Wind Ranger, I'm not sure. This hero might be quite good. However, the Timber Saw seems like it's doing its job against what this Wind Ranger has to offer. We haven't really seen Stormer have much impact in this game. But the Winter Wyvern against the Visage, he got the curses. He's getting the curses that he wants, but it feels like the damage is underwhelming. And yeah, okay, good luck trying killing Snaking here. Focus Fire against Reactive Taser.
What can you do? No Focus Fire damage coming out. So that's Snaking Techie's proving to be, you could say, even a technical counter towards Stormer because he can't do much. And Katami always takes a huge whirling death to the face. They're going to have to keep 9 at bay. That almost turned into a kill, so both supports get to walk out from that fray. And Watson's been charged. Meanwhile, they also find Toby. They got the connection with the phylactery, popping on top of him. Beautiful there from 9, but he can't quite get the timber chain to connect, and Toby could still be ending up going down. Clockwork 2, and 2 quick kills for Tundra. And that high ground ticket that has just been granted into your hand at a discount price.
Yeah, this is even going to get more annoying as you see Snaking after that one fight, after getting focus fired. It's like, I'm going to buy my own shard. That sounds good. So he's going to put reactive taser on whoever gets focus fired. And that's going to make Stormstormer's game, which already is pretty abysmal, almost unplayable.
Yeah, one of those I can't moments and all. He does get the Gleipnir off just before the charge connects, but looking for the Nether Strike. Doesn't quite get the catch onto Stormstormer, though. However, another objective taken as these small skirmishes take place. Tier 2 to fall. Still another 2 minutes of Aegis up on this Bloodseeker, going for the good old Blood Mist Ags.
So it took 24 minutes this game, but I think the official 7.33C snowball has begun. I believe if you're in the situation of Entity, you're looking at your Beastmaster. This is a hero that doesn't like playing from behind. Speaking of heroes that just haven't had much impact, I feel like Toby, has he got Aurora off this game? Maybe, but we haven't really seen him be able to accomplish too much into the laning stage. Yeah, I mean, they started tri-lane. Maybe it all goes back to the tri-lane situation where Katomi really wanted that courier, got first blooded, then Toby died bottom lane as a result of it. They started off with, like, not the ideal laning stage they wanted. Watson had a great game, but they couldn't extend the game for long enough for him to continue to fully farm. He does have Scotty available, but he is down 11k net worth now, so it's not going to have the same impact as if we would have saw the Scotty, maybe if he purchased it around this time, but the net worth was a bit more even. Now you're losing all your towers. The map feels incredibly small. Katomi has to get some, like, magnificent curse off here, but you are playing versus Crimson Guard and everything, so
yeah, and you are playing against Tundra, who have a lineup that doesn't need to cluster up at a single point of the game. They're trying to poke 9 here. Decent damage coming out. Fishman about to drop. They got the curse on Visage alone. Katami already down. Hookshot onto 9. 9 will finish him off. Stormstormer to drop as well. Entity losing members back and forth. And Watson, he might get the Sunder. Maybe he gets it off. No, he does not. But it would not change the story whatsoever. Entity team wiped once again. Tundra. And that's GG. 25 minutes. The stall ball, as he said, it strikes once again. And Tundra 1-0 on the board.
It just feels like it's over at some point when you lose 1 or 2 team fights in this patch. And we're seeing